If you go to this site, you will find the processing homepage, and there is a tab for downloads in the top left corner. If you click on this, you will see processing here. Depending on your operating system, in my case, I am using Mac, but those using Windows or Linux can also install it. Similarly, you can also install it on Raspberry Pi. So, you just need to select the installation file, download it, and then run it. Let me try running it once. You can see that the interface looks very similar to what we usually see with Arduino. The reason is that Arduino was originally created using processing as a role model. So processing and Arduino are quite similar. Basically, processing is based on the Java language, but if you select Add Mode in the settings, you can also program in JavaScript or Python if you wish. It is possible to code on Android, but currently the version of processing 4.0 that I am using does not support it. However, I expect that support will be available soon. And here we also have libraries. And when we want to use the functions we need from Arduino, we bring in and use a library that someone has already created. Similarly, if you choose to add a library from the internal libraries in the sketch, you can search for and download libraries that have the features you want and use them. In the case of processing, it is quite similar to Arduino. With Arduino, there are setup and loop functions, where the setup runs once when the program starts, and then the loop continues to run. In processing sketches, there are setup and draw functions. The setup runs once, and then there is what is called a map frame, which I will explain later. In each map frame, a function called draw is executed. So, the void setup and void draw keywords are quite similar. If you press Command T here, you can also see options for organizing lines. Additionally, in Arduino, we use serial communication to send data from Arduino to the PC, allowing us to check the messages sent by Arduino on the serial monitor. Here, you can directly use print or println to output the desired messages to what is called the console. You can set it up like this using println. It will display "Hello World" below. When you run it, since this is a PC program, a window will open. This window is the processing program we created. To explain it simply, processing allows ordinary people and artists to create PC programs very easily. At the beginning, you set the window size to 500 x 500 pixels. This is how you can set it up. And then there is a line function, which is a very useful feature that allows you to draw a line from 0.0 to 250, 250. You can also use the coordinates of the mouse movement in order to achieve this effect, like this. Line P mouse X, P mouse Y, mouse X, mouse Y. With just these simple commands, you can create such programs easily. Originally, my main purpose is not necessarily to teach you about processing specifically, as I mentioned earlier. The goal here is actually more focused on receiving data sent from Arduino devices directly into your PC system and store it efficiently in either CSV files or databases. Although technically speaking, It certainly could be done using various programming languages. Even if you don't use processing, whether it's Python, JavaScript, or C#, I'm explaining this because processing is quite convenient for setting up a development environment and connecting directly to Arduino. Starting from the next session, I will explain in detail how to communicate between Arduino and processing. In this session, we explored what processing is, how to install it, and took a look at some of its basic features. In the next session, we will prepare to send data from Arduino to the PC, starting with an example of sending sensor values from a fine dust sensor to the PC. Then, I will explain how to receive those values in processing and save them in CSV or database format. I'll see you next time.